Hello everybody, welcome to OCHD and welcome to another Jumputi Heroes video. Yes, the game is dying, but you know what? There's some things we got to do before it dies, and there's a few sort of videos I have planned looking at the past of Jumputi Heroes and just a few other things, but I haven't really fully planned it out yet. I mean, I haven't really had that much time to do so, but before we get to that, as a special Christmas video, Merry Christmas by the way, this video should be going up on Christmas Day. I want to talk about the assets of Jumputi Heroes. Today I have posted on Twitter a link to the assets from Jumputi Heroes. It's a Google Drive link. It's to a zip file, and in that zip file you have all the assets essentially from the JP version. There should be the APK stuff on there. There should also be the data stuff on there, the stuff the game downloads for you, and a lot of stuff. I mean, I can show you on screen now just a quick walkthrough of some of the stuff that's in there. Now I will say it's a rather large file, and also obviously it's a zip file, so you're gonna need something to unzip it. I think most systems have a built-in unzipper, unpacker, whatever, but on the off chance yours doesn't, you're gonna need that. Now there are a lot of files in here that are essentially going to be useless to you. I mean, you can see these like project manifest files and all this stuff. I included it because it was in the original thing, but it's probably going to be of no use to you. Well, for most people, it's just going to be a case of looking at the assets and maybe going for a trip down memory lane of sorts. So all the banners and stuff, I mean, there's loads at this point, loads of banners, crazy amounts of banners. And you can even look back. I mean, this is like some of the ones from like year one of the game. This is first anniversary countdown banner to get Gold Sayer, who had come out a few months prior. And if we scroll back to here, like there's the release of Yoko Kurama, like right back at the start of the game, near the start of the game, one of the first limiteds. Was Yoko Kurama the first limited? Celebration for the CM campaign, which was the promotional movie. I think potentially. But yeah, there's loads of stuff here. And at some point, I am going to go through, not necessarily like this, but in another way, the history of Jumputi Heroes. I want to make some videos on that. I want that to exist out there. I know in a sense it kind of does. I made videos for every event, but you know, in a just like a retrospective series, something like that. I'd also like to at some point take some feedback from the community, favorite events, favorite characters that were released, things you would have liked to have seen in the future the most, stuff like that, and maybe compile that into a video as well, just so that exists out there indefinitely. That would be nice, and once I figure out how I want to do that, I will do that. Now, this is the first of a few sort of videos, not just videos, but also releases of like assets and stuff, because there is some more stuff I need to. First of all will be the assets from the Taiwan version. Obviously, all the banners, the language is different. But on top of that, there are certain characters that weren't in the release of the JP one. They'll have to be put in there. And there's certain other files that aren't included in the JP one. I'll have to include those later. So we'll slowly release those things. And I just want to get everything out there. Now, there will be some people saying, surely you could have just done this at any point. Well, sort of. But for two reasons, I kind of didn't. For one reason, simply put, they kept releasing data downloads like constantly, and I was trying to create a Google Drive that was like a live thing that I could put the assets on and people could go and get them at any point, but I just struggled to keep up with it. Plus, I was not a fan of Google Drive in general. It seemed to be like the best option for that kind of thing, but everything was so laggy and the previews were all messed up, and it was just a nightmare getting everything uploaded to there. Plus, I'd have to, as you can tell by the size of this file, it's quite sizable, and I was a bit concerned about buying more Google Drive space, but I've had to do that anyway, so I'd as well upload the whole thing. And the other reason is because I was a little bit concerned that if I had all these files hosted somewhere, I might get a DMCA. And for those saying, oh, that's ridiculous, I have had a DMCA from Wonder Planet, from Jumputi Heroes. It was actually from Line Corporation some time ago. It was when I leaked an event quite a while ago, actually. We might be able to see the files here if we take a look. It was at the release of the, like, One Tail Naruto. It was this banner here, 500, not 500 downloads. It must have been 0.5 mil downloads. 500k? Is that right? That's not right. What is that? 500 man. It's like 50,000 downloads. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, this event, whatever it was, I'm not thinking straight right now. I had leaked this banner that had the Naruto on it. This was back before I had an actual method to decrypt the files properly. So I had to rely on the game's methods to decrypt the files. I would just literally go through and I would take things in game that were already available for me to see, and I would swap around the IDs of something I could see and something that wasn't out yet, so that what wasn't out yet would show in the wrong place and I'd be able to see what it was. And that's what I did. And I saw that Naruto banner and I posted it on Twitter and I got a DMCA. This was before the Fuji P era. This was back when Shirai was in charge, and it actually had Shirai's like government name on it. And it didn't say Shirai P, it said his actual government name. And it's like cease and desist, please stop. But I think Twitter, I don't know how it works, I don't know how they handle it, but they were essentially trying to say this whole Twitter account needs to go, all the files they've posted on here needs to go. And Twitter's response was kind of like, you've submitted a report on one tweet, so we will remove the image on that one tweet. And that is it. And they never did anything else. But I was always a little bit concerned that if I had all the files hosted somewhere in that way, that I might get a DMCA. It's a bit different with a database because that's very similar to what they're doing on like Game 8 or Game Width or whichever one. Just showing the character and then you show what the details are. But having all like the sprite sheets and all of the banners that came out and stuff, I thought that might be a little bit of an issue. But at this point, kind of fuck it. So I put it all up there. That's not to say that it might not be taken down at some point. Obviously, I have no way of knowing that. But I thought, you know what, best to try and get it out there and, you know, see what happens. And you'll see some things in here that you've seen a million times, like the character sprites, you know, they're all on the database. You can see them whenever you want. But there's some things that I didn't post around that much. Like, for example, the cut-ins. This was always something I intended to include in the database. I know some people say, oh, these are quite cool for like thumbnails or whatever, but they are deceptively low resolution. And even after enhancing the resolution, they don't look very good on thumbnails, unfortunately. I did try a few times. So I didn't put much urgency in trying to get these out there. But they're out there now. And you can download it. And like I said, I have warned you, it is a sizable file. And you will have to decrypt it. Obviously, it will be bigger. Not decrypt it. Unpack it or whatever. Unzip it. Once you unzip it, it will be even bigger. But at least this is available, and this is the first step in sort of what I'm calling the recovery period. You know, we've had our period of sort of mourning. The game's gone. There's nothing we can do about that. It is what it is. Now, let's try and make sure that we do everything we can to sort of just make everything available, just so anybody can just get whatever they need, regardless of the game being gone, regardless of what this could be years from now. They can still go back and say, oh yeah, that's there's Kid Boo's image from Jumputi Heroes. And like I said, this is sort of the first step. That we still have the tier 1 assets. There's still some more assets from like websites and stuff, and a few other places where I'm not gonna have everything, but whatever I do have and whatever I can get, I will make available in some way. And then from there, obviously the animations, the special animations, all the characters, as I've said before, there's some things that are impossible. There's certain costumes and stuff that only 30 people in the entire world have, and I'm not going to be able to get those. But in terms of what I can get, I will get all of the animations, and I will make those available on the Jumputi archive, or the OCHD archive YouTube channel. And from there, there's a few other things I do want to get, like screenshots of all the skills and stuff in game, and just have everything available. So just for future reference, I don't know why you would need it, but in case you do, I would just love to have it. And so I kind of just want to leave it. This is a short video for me anyway. I just kind of want to leave it there, and you can go have a look and for yourself and see what things you may have missed in the past, and what things are in here, because there's quite a lot of stuff, I can't lie. Not all of it particularly useful, but some of it might be interesting. I don't know. But that's going to do it for this video. And once again, I will say Merry Christmas to everybody watching. And I will see you all, I don't know when. Hopefully, maybe before the end of the year. Definitely, I'll be seeing you soon. And look forward to it. See ya.